Hey Caleb, it's Coach Gurney from Rising Star Baseball Camp. This is video footage of you pitching on August 6, 2013, and we're going to watch it in slow motion to see if there's any mechanical adjustments we can make to improve performance. I would say up front that you're a tall left-handed pitcher with a lot of upside potential, and you possess a strong throwing arm. So this is every coach's dream. The first thing I notice as we play this in slow motion is you take a very large step back. So that right foot, where you begin your delivery, immediately takes you off balance. So that's too long a step back with that right foot. And as a result, you then pivot with your left foot in a more exaggerated fashion than necessary. So this right foot, let's shorten that stride, number one. And then number two, let's make sure with this left foot, when we're pivoting it here, that we aren't so exaggerated. There should be a lot less movement with both of your feet in this part of your delivery. Way too much movement, which only causes you to perhaps have a different delivery every time, but rather we want to be consistent. Now, as you get to the balance point right here, you do a nice job of getting your knee above parallel, meaning your knee is above your waist here. So that's an excellent job. Let's just make sure, as I've said to you in the past, that there's no tension in that foot, but rather let's let that foot dangle down. Next, as we continue to what we call the high cocking or flexed bow position, you do not really pause long enough in that balance point, which would enable you to gather yourself before you get to this point. And in doing so, you get too much out on your front leg, no different than a hitter that's early on a changeup or a curveball and he's overcommitted to the front side. You do something similar here as a pitcher. So I'm just going to back this up, and I want to go back to your balance point. You rush this balance point. So ideally, Caleb, we're going to hold this balance point a little longer than you do, and that will enable your arm to catch up to your body so that you won't be throwing pitches up and out of the strike zone. You may notice that a lot of times when you miss up and out to a right-handed batter or up and into a left-handed batter. That's because your body is way ahead of your arm. So this is a balance point position that we're going to want to hold a little longer, which will enable us to get into a more consistent flexed bow or high cocking position right here. All right, now ideally we're going to be blocking the hitter's view of the ball. Okay, because right now he's got view of the ball because our glove side is down. And ideally those two would be level. So as we continue this, we see you do a nice job of tucking the glove and posting up on that right leg, and you do achieve an excellent flat back finish. So for the most part, you do a good job. Three things to work on. One, a shorter stride back with that right leg, less movement with the left leg when you pivot, and let's slow down as we go through the balance point position. So what I'm going to do now, Caleb, is I'm going to play this video for you in full speed, and you can get a sense of the three things that I'm talking about. Perhaps most importantly would be pausing in the balance point and not rushing through it. So here we go in real time. And you never pause in the balance point there. We want to pause there and really gather ourselves so our arm gets caught up with our body. But I do think, as I said earlier, you have terrific upside potential and you're very coachable, so keep up the hard work, and I look forward to watching you progress in the coming months.